Hello there, fish tankers. On a lazy Saturday morning watching the tank, just want to show you what is a bristlenose, Pleco bristlenose catfish or ancestress. It's a smaller suckermouth catfish that doesn't grow as big as the common Plecostomus, but they look kind of similar. So how do you tell the difference? You see this is a young juvenile. I'm hoping it's a female, but you can see when they're young, they do have these sort of a spotted pattern, whereas your common Plecostomus also has a pattern, but it is slightly stripy, little interrupted stripes, and it's slightly more elongated, whereas these guys tend to be a little bit more chunky if you look at them from above. And another thing, if you look at the caudal fin, the tail fin there, you'll see there's a little yellowish golden edge on that tail fin when they're young. And that's another way you can distinguish them from the common Pleco. And then of course, here's the other one in my tank, and this is a much bigger male. And you can see, how do you distinguish them? Obviously, you can still see some of that spotted pattern, rather than the interrupted stripy pattern of a common Pleco. Still a little bit more chunky if you look at it from above towards the front. But of course, the big thing, as the name indicates, is of course that they have bristles on their nose. The males do. There the clown loads go out of my way, but you can clearly see there those bristles. Some people think they're ugly, but to me they're just fascinating. But you have those bristles on the nose of a bristlenose Pleco, bristlenose cat, or ancestress. There you see the body profile nicely. I'm hoping the smaller juvenile is a female. And there that one is. So I hope this helps you. I'm looking at the common brown ancestress bristlenose Pleco here. That's how you can distinguish them. There you see the edge on the tail fin. That's how you can distinguish them from the common Pleco. Of course, you have other varieties that are albinos and red-brown ones and so on, and blue-eyed ones. But it's a subtle difference when they're small, but it's an important one because they don't grow very big. They're not huge fish. They're going to grow a little bit bigger than the male I just showed you, but the common Plecostomus easily grows up to 2 foot and more. It's something for a monster tank or a tropical pond. So if you are more normal tank size, rather go for these bristlenose Plecos. It's quite a large variety of them. We're looking at the more common dark brown one here. They're great at cleaning algae. They like to have a bit of driftwood to scrape off, like that little fellow is doing. And they mostly won't harm your plants if they have enough to eat. You can see there's still some rings of baby marrow slices, blanched baby marrow slices that I feed them, that's left there. Feed them some of that, some algae wafers, and they'll generally leave your plants alone. The one exception, of course, are Amazon sword plants. If you're going to keep a bristlenose Pleco, you'll see there they've gotten into my Amazon swords. These Amazon swords are being outcompeted by Vallisneria anyway, so doesn't bother me that much. But with bristlenose Plecos, keep away from Amazon swords. Those broad-leaved, soft plants, they tend to gnaw on them. But your other plants, like your crypts and your epiphytes that we have here in the tank, they'll tend to leave them alone. So that's that. There we see Mr. Bristlenose Pleco ancestress going about his business. If you found it helpful, please give the video a like, a thumbs up, and a subscribe would be appreciated. And until we see each other again, keep taking good care of those domestic denizens of the deep.